Good morning, Pio Nation. I hope you're having a great day, although technically it's only been morning for just a few more minutes. But I'm Matt Williamson, and you're watching Marietta College Esports. Thank you for checking us out. We have a really exciting match for you today. Actually, we have a couple of exciting matches. So we have our League of Legends team going up against Trine University as part of the Great Lakes Esports Conference. That should be happening in a matter of minutes. And then followed by our Overwatch team going up against Trine University. That'll be around 2 o'clock, but it's really going to depend on the how well the League of Legends team's going. And I'm actually working on some things, getting things with the lobbies set up as I'm talking to you. So while I'm doing that, we'll go ahead and give you the starting lineup for the League of Legends team. So in the top lane, we have MC Cressman, Scott Cressman. In the jungler, we have MC Nox, Lucas Danford. And then in the mid lane, we have MC Brimstone, Ian Darling. AD carry will be MC Larson, Brandon Larson. And support, we have MC Cowboy, David Stratton. Our sub is MC Moon, Kevin Zhang. He usually subs in for mid or sometimes AD carry. And then we have our coach, Drake Newsom. So yesterday, we had our Rocket League match against Trine. It did not go in our favor. And then our League of Legends team was going to play in the afternoon, but our opponent didn't show up, so they got the win by default. These things happen. This one definitely will not be forfeited. We're just getting everything with the lobby set up right now. But yeah, so we got Pro Draft up, so we'll get that up in a minute. While we're getting things set up here, we'll go over a couple of announcements, things that are coming up in the next few weeks. So we'll start with what's going on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Everyone knows that's Valentine's Day, but it is also Marietta College's Day of Giving. So you may or may not know, but the college was actually chartered on Valentine's Day. And to help celebrate that, we are going to be reaching out to friends, the community, alumni, and anyone who wants to help give to help support the college in general. So any gifts that are received could help with our scholarships, our academic programs, research opportunities, athletics and esports, arts, humanities, all of that. So mark down on your calendars. Please be sure to help contribute. I mean, it doesn't have to be a whole lot. It can be $5. It could be even $1, but any bits would be much appreciated to help with the growth of the college. Now, for an esports team specifically, we are teaming up with an organization called Versus Cancer, and they are advocating pediatric brain tumor research. In fact, they are partnering with the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. So for the next several weeks, we are kind of pushing a fundraising drive to help support this cause. So if you want to help support us, you can go to our donation link at bit.ly/MC versus cancer. The M and the two C's are capitalized. And you can make a donation. Once again, it can be a couple bucks, whatever you're willing to give. Half the proceeds will go towards the research itself. The other half of the proceeds will go towards a children's hospital of our choice, and we have chosen the Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. We've already raised about $130, so that is much appreciated. We thank you all for your support. So if you're able to help with this cause, please check out the link once again, bit.ly/MC versus cancer, and help us with supporting this research. The organization has been partnering with several collegiate athletic teams all over the country, various football, basketball, baseball, track teams, and we want to be able to help as well because as esports players, we want to make sure that we can have a chance to give back to the community, and we believe this is a great opportunity to do that. All right, so we are getting the lobby set up. So everyone's getting in there. So we should be underway very soon. So since this is League of Legends, it is a best of 3. Looks like Trine will be on the blue side for this first game. So Marietta will be on the red side. So we'll have to see how the draft goes. But I think once everyone's in the lobby, we will get the draft underway. So it may still take another minute. So while we're doing that, as far as other announcements go, next weekend will be our GLEC match against Muskingum. So that's going to be really exciting. We're still finalizing some dates. Rocket League and Overwatch should still be at their normal times, 9 a.m. on Saturday, and then 11 for Rocket League, and then 11 a.m. for Overwatch. We're probably going to have to reschedule the League of Legends match. That's the thing with esports matches. Schedules can be fluid at times. So we're still working with them to see if we can find a good day to have the League of Legends match. So if you want to know exactly when that's going to be, please be sure to follow us on social media. So you can follow us on Twitter at Marietta Esports. You can follow us on Facebook, so facebook.com/Marietta College Esports. You can also follow our Twitch channel here, so that way whenever we do go live, you're aware of it, you get notifications. You can also follow us on YouTube. You can go to bit.ly/Marietta College Esports. All of our broadcasts are uploaded there a week afterwards, so later today, you should be able to see our matches from Mountain Union from last week. So that should be up later on today. And of course, if you can't wait that long, then you can always subscribe to our Twitch channel. So that gives you access to our custom emotes, courtesy of our communication and brand management department. They've done a fantastic job with the Pio emotes. I love them. It also gives you access to our VODs. So for all of our matches, so you can so if you subscribe to our channel today and you want to rewatch our League of Legends Overwatch matches, you can certainly do that. But all your help does go straight towards the promotion of the esports program here at Marietta College. And we've already seen the benefits of your support. We're starting to support console gaming. I mean, we do have teams in League of Legends and so forth, and Overwatch and Rocket League, Fortnite, Rainbow Six, PUBG, and we're getting them all signed up in a variety of different tournaments. We're also exploring the addition of Call of Duty and Super Smash Brothers teams, and that is because of your guys' support that we can even consider adding console gaming as part of our esports program. So thank you so much, and we hope that you will continue to lend us some support. All right, so I'm double checking a couple things here with the lobby. Let me see here, because I think we're double checking some things. Just hang on one second here. I'm kind of communicating with my team here with some things. Oh, it looks like they've already started pro draft. I thought there was an issue, but let me go ahead and pull up the pro draft. So it looks like we already got some bans away with Diana and Orn being banned. And it looks like we're going to see Misfortune being banned by Trine. And it looks like we're not going to see Evelyn either. Followed by Mordekaiser and Caitlyn. So several targets in the bot lane with Misfortune and Caitlyn, and of course Mordekaiser is very popular right now. And we see Trine picking Set. Set is a very popular champion. He's pretty overpowered right now. In fact, in C-Law, he can't be used. Those rules don't apply in the conference, so Set is fair game. And it looks like we're hovering over the York, and that could be a counter pick for Set. So it looks like Marietta will lock in that character. And we'll see how Marietta responds to that. It looks like Marietta will go with the Syndra, a very safe and popular pick in the mid lane. Interesting to picking that pretty early on, because that is vulnerable to being countered. And it looks like Trine's going to go straight with Malzahar to counter Syndra. So it's just kind of going with priority picks. And it looks like Olaf will be the jungler for Trine. And Marietta will go with the Jarvan, a very popular jungler pick, and they're going to ban the Alistar right away because they do not want Trine to have that support. It looks like some targets in the bot lane because we're seeing Leona being banned. We're also seeing Aphelios being banned. Aphelios has been a pretty popular ADC lately, so we won't see him. And finally, looks like we're not gonna see the Lucens. Yeah, so definitely targets for both support and the bot lane. So actually, what's interesting is just the fact that both sides need to pick the bot lane, and looks like we're gonna see Cowboy playing Blitzcrank. He's definitely one of those champions that you have to respect the distance of those hooks. And it looks like they may be trying to counter with a Thresh. And then we're finally going to get our AD picks. And it makes sense that they're saving their AD picks for last because for both teams, the highest ranked players are the AD carries at Diamond each. And it looks like they're going to go with Senna. So Trine will go with Senna as the AD carry. So now we'll see what Mary decides to play to counter that. Senna is a very powerful ADC. But Larson has a variety of champions available. So it's just a matter of what does he want to play into that. And it looks like he's going to go with the Jinx. All right, so they are going to be... so it looks like they are going to pick the Jinx. So we should be getting the game underway here soon. Everyone is ready. So as soon as they're ready, we'll get this going.
Ignorant thralls.
Oh, wait. Sorry, wrong overlay. My mistake. There we go. That's what we want. Sometimes you just press the wrong button.
Not a problem.
But alright, so we're just going to go through the same selections as before.
Once again, a woman's left unsatisfied.
But yeah, this is looking at the comps. It's definitely back and forth with trying to pick counter picks. So Marietta was able to get actually counter picks for top, jungle, and ADC. So that was pretty good with the draft pick here. Very interesting approach because Marietta has a nice front line with the Yorick and Jarvan. But Blitz is great for trying to pick off someone, so grabbing someone in. And then even then with Jarvan and Yorick's ability to kind of trap someone in, it's also a pretty good pick comp, in my opinion. As long as they can keep the Jinx protected, they should be in pretty good shape. And then Trine's comp, it basically consists of very powerful champions. Because, I mean, Set, Olaf, and Senna are all very good. If any one of them get fed, then they can basically carry their team. So, this is my personal opinion, but I think this game is going to be decided in the early game. Marietta's going to have to make sure that they don't give away any free kills to any of those three champions. Now, Malzahar is another one of those that, I mean, if he gets very fed, it could be an issue. I think we're going to have to see, especially, with Set, Olaf, and Senna, they just have to make sure that none of them get ahead, because otherwise Marietta will be in trouble. But yeah, so we'll just have to see how that happens. So they're still finishing up Champ Select, getting the bot lanes picked out. And then, of course, we'll have our 3-minute delay before we can actually watch the game. But after that delay, then we will be able to get things going. Alright, so everyone's just choosing their loadouts. So yeah, we're going to have to play the waiting game. But right now, don't see anything too out of the ordinary. Double teleports on both sides. Sports are going with Ignite, so it looks like they're planning for aggressive play styles in the bot lane, which I would expect. Because yeah, I think a lot of this is going to come down to the top and bot lanes. But all right, so we are now just in that spectator delay. So while we are waiting for that, so I'll just kind of go back to some of the announcements that we made earlier. So just some reminders. As we mentioned earlier, that February 14th will be our annual Day of Giving. So if you're able to help with that, it would definitely be much appreciated. So you can go to marietta.edu/give. So we just try to see if we can help raise funds to support the college on a variety of projects. And there are a ton of projects going on campus, different ways to expand and things that college wants to do. But we're going to need some help with making that happen. Even with our esports program, I have some really awesome ideas on how to make our program go, but we're going to need some help to make that happen. So your support would be much appreciated. So I think when you give, you can actually choose where your gift goes to. So if you want to make a donation and say that goes towards the esports program, I mean, we're always looking at finding ways to expand our facility. We got some ideas on being able to add some more computers to the room, how to support console gaming, to support live events. So there's a lot of things that we'd like to do, but we definitely need your help with that. So if you're able to make a donation on Valentine's Day, that would definitely be much appreciated. And then we also mentioned that we are partnering with Versus Cancer. So as an esports organization, we have several players who have created personal pages. So you can actually go to bit.ly/MC versus cancer, click on any one of the players' pages, and then make a donation on their page, and it goes towards our group's total funds that are raised. And your support is much appreciated. So as I said before, half the proceeds will go towards pediatric brain tumor research, and then the other half will go towards the Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. So we will be campaigning this for several weeks, and then around mid-end February, we're going to try to make a big push and have an event on campus where we would broadcast one of our esports matches and talk a bit more about the cause and see if we can encourage people to help with donating towards such a great cause. So if you're able to donate, doesn't matter how much. If you can donate $100, that's great. If you can only donate $10, that's also fine. But any amounts will make a difference in children's lives. So we hope that you'll be able to help with that. But all right, so spectator delay is just about done. So we will be getting into our first game very soon. So I'm going to try to get all the overlays and everything here set up for that. So just give me a second here to make sure everything is good to go. All right, so we're in the loading screen. And of course, we're going to have the iBlitzcrank skin. That is perfectly valid in the conference matches. But, all right, so get that set up. But all right. Here we go. This is game one. Marietta College versus Trine University. Trine will be on the blue side. Marietta will be on the red side. We're already seeing pings by Trine in the bot jungle. So it's looking like they're going to do a 5-person invade. Marietta's going to do the standard 5 points. So Marietta's going to have to be very careful here to make sure they don't get caught out with the invade. Or I don't know if they're going to go for invade, but they're maybe just grouping up there to see if they can catch someone out. Yeah, so I think they're anticipating Marietta doing an invade, so maybe they were trying to do like a 5v5 skirmish at level 1. But Marietta's not doing that. They're not doing that invade. Yeah, so they even put their started putting their wards on their red buff to see if Marietta goes around there to invade, but
Minions have spawned.
Marietta's just not doing it.
Life's really all about the quiet time between beatdowns.
Yeah, it looks like they're betting that Marietta's trying to invade, but they're just not doing it. They're just kind of standing there. They got some wards out, and everyone's going back to their positions. Yeah, so Marietta will start on blue side. Trine will also start on their blue side. Interesting pick. Usually, when you're in the bot lane, blue side, you start on with the red buff, but that's fine too, I guess. We already get a hook by Cowboy and getting some damage onto Thresh. And it looks like Olaf is going to try to steal Nox's red buff. So he's going to try to counter jungle right from the get-go. But he's going to... well, he might get caught out. He does get pinged out, so Jarvan is aware of this, and he is going to go after him. And it looks like Marietta is going to start trying to collapse onto Olaf. And we may get a little bit of a skirmish here. Or at least Nox was able to drive him out so he can't steal his red buff. And they do place some wards down to... yeah, they put down quite a bit of vision there, because since Olaf is going to be... he's counter jungle before, and they're going to try to see if he'll try to do that again. So great job there by Marietta to hold him off, and that actually is going to put Olaf behind, because he tried to counter jungle and he didn't really get anything. So he's already very behind on CS. And we see Thresh getting the hook onto Blitzcrank. We'll see if he tries to return the favor and gets the play on him. Senna's putting a good amount of damage onto Blitzcrank, getting him at just a little over half health. So right now we're about 3.5 minutes in, and Marietta's holding their own pretty well. I mean, just pretty even, or just very slightly behind in CS by just a little bit. Nothing substantial just yet. You see Crestman there getting level 4 and starting to put some damage onto Set. And we see Nox just right there waiting for a possible gank attempt, but I think Set's just pushed a little too far where Nox is going to get it, but he's going to go for something. And meanwhile, we see Olaf trying to get something. And we see the Ignite coming out by Thresh, and Larson's having to earn both his heal and his flash for that gank attempt. So Olaf was able to get the flash out of Larson, so that may make him a little vulnerable for future gank attempts. So Olaf will get the Scuttle Crab down there to get some extra vision control. So Olaf is still hanging in there and trying to get some damage on the Larson, and Senna will get first blood. So I mean, that was just a good move by Thresh by putting the Lantern right on top of Olaf to let him port right in. And we see the gank attempt in top lane, and Set will take down Cressman. So that is 2 kills to 0 in Trine's favor. So Marietta's got to be careful now, because they're behind on kills, and now they're also behind in CS. Cressman's going to have to burn his teleport to get back into lane to make sure this wave doesn't crash into the tower. But yeah, with the 2 kills and the CS lead, that does put Trine up by about 1,400 gold 5.5 minutes into the game. So now we're probably going to start seeing teams looking for objectives. We already see Set at level 6. York should probably be getting close to level 6. But junglers and bot lane are still level 4 each. And we see another gank attempt on the top lane, but this time by Trine. Cressman's having to burn his ult, but it might not be enough. Getting very low. And Olaf does get the kill. So that is another kill for Trine. Meanwhile, Blitzcrank gets hooked, and Incentives is putting a ton of damage onto him. But he will get away without having to burn anything. His flash has already been burned. So we're seeing Trine taking that early lead, and Set is becoming quite powerful at 101 and already had 13 CS in that top lane. So he's going to be a huge factor unless Marietta is able to shut him down. We do see Marietta kind of grouping up, or they may be trying to go for a dragon play, but they are getting some vision control, at least getting the scuttle crab, but they may be looking at trying to maybe catch or maybe bait Trine into looking at the dragon pit and going for a kill, but yeah, they are getting pinged and spotted out. Olaf does try to get the gank onto Syndra, but Syndra's just like, I'm just going to pop my ult, and gets deleted. So great job there by Brimstone. And we see Jarvan going a little bit, at least forcing Malzahar to leave. So that does get Marietta on the board. They're still a little behind. And we see Jarvan going in for the Drake with Olaf going down. That may give Marietta a chance. But never mind, we see Jarvan just kind of moving in and going straight for a gank attempt in the bot lane. Or at least pushing them out. We see Syndra has rotated down. So this may be Marietta's chance to... They are starting up the Drake. And I don't think Trine's going to be able to contest this. They are moving in. And Marietta does get the Ocean Drake. And then we'll just back away.
It fouls upon touch.
So even when Marietta's down a little bit on kills and CS, they're at least able to find objectives. So that's going to help them with staying in this game. Alright, so see, Olaf's at level 6. Bot lane's not at level 6 just yet though, because we might be seeing some plays very soon. We do see some pings going on in the top lane. I don't know if that means Olaf's going to make his way. Well, he's already at the bot lane, so I don't think he's going to be... I think maybe they're suspecting that Jarvan's there. We see a little bit of trading going on here, and Set's already less than half health, but York is out of mana as well. Or at least very low on mana. And Jarvan does get spotted out, but does clear some vision. I don't think they'd be going for a Rift Herald just yet. In fact, maybe going for a gank attempt in the mid lane, but Olaf and Thresh are there. And Olaf will pop his ult. And Jarvan will Cataclysm in, but Senna will pop her ult to help with the heal. The flash goes in, and Brimstone is able to knock everyone away, and that should be enough to get away, but he'll try to at least poke down and dodges the hook by Thresh. So great move there by Brimstone to at least dodge. And Larson tries to fire the big rocket, but does not connect. But that does give Larson a chance to at least push. and now he's ahead in CS compared to Senna. In fact, if we take a look at the gold difference, they're actually very even in gold, despite the fact that Senna has a kill over Jinx. And we see that Trine is going for the Rift Herald, and Malzahar does pop his teleport, and now Marietta is going to have to retreat. And that does allow Trine to secure the Rift Herald. But Set pops his ult to pretty much pile drive Brimstone, and he's going to end up going down. And then Trine summons the Rift Herald in the mid lane to get some pressure onto the tower. It actually knocks it down to less than 2 plates left. So Trine might actually be able to secure this first tower, or at least get another plate. Now we see Thresh coming in, so they're looking to dive onto Jarvan. Gets the hook onto him. So that Thresh is just roaming all over the place. So right now it is 6 kills to 1 in favor of Trine, and we're looking at almost a 4,000 gold lead 12 minutes into the game. We see Syndra popping her ult, but Thresh is right there to trap her in, and Malzahar will also pop his ult. And Syndra might not have anywhere to go. He does get the slow onto, gets the knockback onto Thresh, but ends up falling to Olaf. And part of this is just the lack of vision. If you look at the board, especially in the mid lane, there's just no vision. So Thresh and Olaf can just roam around just about wherever they want. So if Marietta was able to get some vision around there, they would have been able to catch that. So Marietta's going to have to work on their vision game to make sure that they don't get caught like that. As he's set doing the, I don't know, I'm calling it a pile driver. I'm sure it's called something else. It looks like he'll be running away, at least trying to get away from Yorick. We see Malzahar trying to intercept, but we do see Syndra coming in. And they do get the kill onto Set, and that's a shutdown for Yorick, so that may give Cressman what he needs to try to get back in the lane, because he is very behind. Actually, take a look at the gold difference here. Yeah, a substantial gold difference between Yorick and Set. We do see pinks coming out because Cloud Drake is up. So we may be looking at a potential team fight over by the Drake, or at least everyone from both sides is starting to converge towards there. In fact, actually Marietta pushes the mid lane a little bit, and they're going to start up the Drake. Set's nowhere near to be found. His teleport's down. So Marietta will have a numbers advantage, and I think Trine's going to concede. They're going to concede the Drake, but they're going to get right onto Blitzcrank. And he pops his ult, but he does end up going down. Olaf is going to lead the charge. But Marietta's going to collapse right onto Olaf. So right now it's a 1-for-1 trade. So I'm gonna. That's a pretty fair trade. 1-for-1 and getting the Cloud Drake. So yeah, we'll take those. Press will teleport back into the top lane to fend off the wave that Set is pushing. And we do see Marietta at least got a couple of control wards, but Trine is going to clear that out and just take control of the vision along the river again. Meanwhile, we do see Senna kind of push towards the bot lane, trying to get that tower, because Larson was able to get the bot lane tower down. And we see Blitzcrank coming, so looks like Cowboy may be doing a little bit of roaming himself. but misses the hook, but does get the ult in, but Set will use his pile driver, and here comes Olaf. So the gank attempt might not have gone well for Marietta. At least they'll have to retreat, and Cowboy's getting very low, and Olaf gets another kill. So Olaf right now is 4-2 and 3, and the rest of Trine are going to collapse right onto Cressman. And he's going to have to concede the tower. So right now, overall, the theme of this game has been that Trine has done a really good job with rotating around the map, and Marietta is having to react to those rotations. So like right now, I don't think they know that Trine is just sitting there. So Olaf's going to try to get the jump onto Jinx, and he's going to have to force the flash. But Marietta needs to have a way to collapse, and they're going to Trine's going to actually collapse onto Jarvan, and he's just getting caught. I mean, if you take a look at the vision, Marietta has practically no vision there, and yeah, this has all been about vision and rotations, and Trine is just doing a better job with it. So right now we're about 17 minutes into the game, and Trine is ahead by almost 6,000 gold. So Marietta's going to have to look for those individual picks. And meanwhile, they are starting up the Rift Herald, and they should be able to secure without any problem. Because once again, they have Marietta's red side jungle completely warded, or at least a good chunk of it. But yeah, when you're this far behind, you're going to have to work on your farm. You're going to have to look for picks. And Marietta's going to have to respect the numbers, because with Olaf as ahead as he is, you cannot 1v1 the Olaf. You're going to have to 2v1. And even then, you might actually have to 3v1 him, because he's just very far ahead. If we take a look at the gold difference here, he's at almost 7,000 gold total. And the only person that's even remotely close to that is Larson's Jinx at 6,300. So no one else can really contest Olaf. So they're gonna have to shut him down. And speaking of Olaf, here he comes along with Thresh. The Cressman's gonna have to respect it, and he does back away. Yeah, Mountain Drake's gonna be up in about 50 seconds, so we do see Trine kind of converging there and taking control of the Dragon Pit. Because while Marietta has gotten the first two dragons, Trine is going to try to see if they can get this Mountain Drake to help getting the objectives down a lot quicker. So Trine's making a hard push into that bot lane. And Thresh does get the hook onto Larson, but nothing's going to follow up with it.
Once more.
So now Drake's going to be up in 15 seconds, and we see Trine getting into position. Actually, they're going to go straight for Syndra. So the pings are going out. They have an idea of where everyone's at, and we're going to start seeing you may see a fight here in the blue side jungle. And the hook gets onto Olaf. That's going to force him to flash away and ult. A great move there by Cowboy to make him burn some of his thunders and ult, and that may give them the advantage if there's a team fight coming up soon. We see Cowboy getting hooked, but he's got a little over half health. Cowboy tries to get the hook onto someone, but does not quite connect. So both sides are just eager for a fight, and we may be seeing that soon. A lot of damage is being put onto Syndra. So Marietta's getting poked down pretty low, and that's going to give... You know, I thought they were going to start the Mountain Drake, but not quite yet. And we see the hook onto Set. And he's going to pop up his shield and flash away, but he gets popped by Syndra. So that might be the green light for Marietta to go in. The hook is on to, and Santa pops it on, gets Jinx down. So it's a 1-for-1, but Marietta's getting dangerously low. They're going to have to get away. And Malzahar gets a kill onto Nox because he was extremely low. But Marietta's going to try to get a retaliatory kill and get some damage onto Senna, but it looks like it's going to be a 2v1 in Trine's favor, and that is going to give the dragon to Trine as well. So Marietta had some really good pulls there. I think part of it is just that Trine is so far ahead that they're just having trouble getting anyone down. So yeah, 21 minutes. Trine is up by just shy of 6,000 gold. And we see the second Rift Herald being summoned in the bot lane. And Trine is definitely working on trying to expand the lead. Meanwhile, Marietta is going to have to push back on all three lanes, and they're going to have to at least see if they can get some damage onto the Rift Herald. And it goes down just before it connects with the tower. So great job there by Marietta to make sure that the Rift Herald did not get its full effect. So this will cause Trine to reset. And Marietta needs to use this chance to rebuild their vision and try to push the lanes a little bit. We see Thresh just kind of hovering around Marietta's red side jungle, putting down wards wherever he can. Meanwhile, Thresh is still going around just clearing out vision as well and just seeing if he can take complete control of the river. Preston will try to get some damage onto the top lane tower, but he's going to have to respect the fact that Thresh, Malzahar, and Olaf are pinging there. They're going to go straight after him, and he's not going to see this coming. And I don't think he's going to get out of this. He's getting stuck by several ults and gets picked off. And that's just lack of vision. I mean, Trine is definitely going for a collapse of 2 to 3 on one person, and that's how they're getting most of their kills. So Marietta's going to have to work on make sure they have their vision before they push in any of the lanes, because Trine is always going to look for those 2v1s and 3v1s to get free kills. I do see some pings going out with the Raptors. Mary knows that Trine is collapsing in their jungle. And once again, they have control of the vision. And that's been the name of the game this whole time, is Trine taking complete control of vision so that Marietta can't go anywhere unless they get pretty much ganked 2v1 or 3v1. See the Thresh hook, and there it's collapsed on again. And they just get another free kill onto Marietta, and that's just, once again, they don't have any vision, and Marietta's gonna have to assume that if there is a bush that's unwarded, that there's 3 or 4 people from Trine there. And that's gonna give Trine a chance to push the mid tower. Cressman's trying to get some damage onto Set. He's getting very low, but he'll pop the shield, and Cressman gets Set down, but now he's gonna get caught by the other members of Trine. So that's just a 1-for-1 trade there. We'll see, Thresh is going to be falling back a little bit, but Marietta is going to have to go back and re-establish vision in their jungle. Now, looks like Mountain Drake's going to be up in about 30 seconds. So that seems to be where Trine is moving next. And Cowboy did get at least a little bit of vision there, but Trine's going to be expected to clear that vision. And we do see a ping onto Jarvan. They may be trying to see if they can get a pick on him. And they do at least spot out where Trine is, but we may be seeing a team fight here very soon. And it gets the hook onto Jarvan, and Trine will collapse onto him, but Jarvan will get away. But meanwhile, Olaf has just been able to solo the dragon during this. And Trine's going to be working and collapsing onto the rest of Marietta. Looks going to have to pop his Zhonya's, or at least his stopwatch, and are able to get a kill onto Jarvan. So York was able to get a shutdown onto Olaf, but it's still 3 kills to 1 in Trine's favor. And that's going to give him a chance to push the mid tower.
Die with me, brothers, and be a profane sacrifice.
So you see Trine pulling back a little bit, but they're going back into Marietta's jungle to see if they can clear camps, try to get some division reestablished.
It claims you.
So right now we're at almost 28 minutes into the game, and Trine is ahead by just a little over 8,000 gold. And when you look at the gold distribution, I mean, it's what we were talking about earlier in the game, or even before the game started. Olaf and Senna are very far ahead. Actually, Senna compared to Jinx is pretty even, but Malzahar and Olaf are pretty much ridiculously fed. In fact, actually, Malzahar has not, or Senna has died at all this game. And we see Cowboy trying to get something onto Seth, or Olaf, sorry, and doesn't connect. But it seems like there is a contention for Baron. Looks like Mary's done a little bit better job getting some vision into their jungle. But now they're going to have to look for picks and not trade. Because as behind as they are, they're going to have to see if they can get Olaf under control. They're going to have to try to get a kill onto Malzahar. He's got a 700 gold bounty. So if they can get him down, that would be huge for them. And I guess we had a lag spike there for a second. Not sure what happened, but looks like we're back. We see Trine just still find to gain control of the Baron. We can probably expect the next team fight to be there. Looks like we may see a hook, but the hook does miss. Meanwhile, Larson's trying to do everything he can to farm. He's actually very far ahead in farm compared to Senna, and that's why the gold difference between them is just about even. So I think Larson's going to have to definitely see if he can get some kills into the next team fight, because I think he's going to be the best bet. In fact, he's the farthest ahead in gold compared to everyone else. See, Trine still working on cleaning up vision and just establishing vision in all the jungles. I mean, that's where the fight is, really. The battle this whole time has been about getting control of the jungle. Mountain Drake's going to be up in 23 seconds. So another Mountain Drake. And we see Marietta and Trine kind of collapsing in that area. So I think we're going to see our next team fight there within the next 15 seconds. So it doesn't matter who gets caught out first. Marietta's just kind of waiting in the brush for it. And everyone has their ults ready. So I think we're going to see something very soon. Pinks are coming out, and they do believe Cowboy is in that brush along with the rest of Marietta, and they get the hook onto Thresh, and they go right in for the fight. And ults are going flying left and right. Cataclysm goes down, but Nux does go down. Marietta's trying to get some damage, but 2 for Marietta has already fallen. Set does his pile driver, and Cinder's down. So 4 for Marietta is down. All that's left is Jinx. He's going to flash away, but Trine will continue to chase down. And that might be GG. Because they will continue to chase down Syndra, and they do get the ace. And Trine will go straight for Baron. I mean, that was just... I mean, the problem there, I mean, it was a good hook by... Or, yeah, it's a good hook by Cowboy. The only thing is, Trine was so far ahead that you can't 5v5. You have to, when you're this far behind, you have to get the picks. And it looks like Trine is abandoning the Baron, and they're going to go for the Mountain Drake instead. Interesting call. So with that, 32.5 minutes into the game, and Trine is ahead by just a little shy of 11,000 gold. So Marietta cannot do the 5v5 team fights. They are not going to win. They're going to have to find the picks. I mean, everyone on Trine does have some form of bounty. So if Marietta can get those kills and get those bounties, I mean, it's not going to completely wipe the gold difference, but it will at least help them complete some of their needed items. I mean, we see that most of Marietta has at least 2 completed items, but if we look at Trine, most of them appears to have 2 or 3 completed items. So right now, Trine has that huge advantage. And it looks like Trine will be starting up the Baron with just Olaf and Thresh. Well, no, I lied. Never mind. They're just clearing vision. I was gonna say that would have been really weird for them just to have the 2 of them started up, but we do see Pinks coming out, and we may be seeing another fight. And we see ults going out for both Blitzcrank and Olaf, but Blitzcrank is going to fall for it because he got slowed. And we see Set pile driving onto Nox, and Senna will pop the heal out the heal. And 2 are already down for Marietta. And that's going to give Trine to the Baron pretty much. With 2 of Marietta down, they're just not going to be able to contest it. So Trine does take the Baron, so they're going to go back and reset and buy out. And they're just running straight to mid lane. Actually, I think I'm going to split between mid and bottom lanes. Oh, never mind. I think they're going to do a 1-3-1 push. But Marietta's going to have to find picks. That's their only hope. All right, so we see Trine kind of going into the top lane. At least most of them are. Meanwhile, Senna's pushing the mid lane, and Set will be doing the bottom lane. But we see Pink's going out in the top lane, so Marietta, this may be Marietta's chance to try to see if they can get something. A hook goes onto Nox, but no follow-up there. And Marietta may be looking to try to collapse in that top lane. But they'll just clear some vision, but right now we're just kind of waiting it out. And we see Pink's going out in the bot lane, so they may be looking at trying to get a gank attempt onto Cressman. He's going to have to back away. And we see the hook onto Olaf, and he'll pop his ult. And getting Cowboy extremely low. Cataclysm will go out, and several ults are being burned onto Olaf, but they should... Well, oh, he's got the Guardian's Angel, so he's going to come right back up, and that's going to give Trine the chance to collapse onto Marietta and force him to back away. So Marietta burned quite a few ults just to get the Guardian's Angel popped. And meanwhile, Cressman's going to get caught and gets very low, and he's going to end up going down. And we do see a fight going into mid lane, although Nox is already going down. They try to get some damage onto Set, but it just does not connect. Marietta's going to have to go back, buy up a little bit, heal up. But we're now getting to almost 38 minutes into the game. But Trine is still ahead by a substantial amount of gold, and they take their 4th Mountain Drake. So objectives are just going to drop. Alright, so at this point, Trine's just going to be farming a little bit. They're going to be pushing. So it looks like Trine will be trying to clear up some vision. And they may be looking for one last push. And we see Marietta trying to go in for the Cataclysm. The fight's going left and right, and ults are being exchanged, but Marietta's just not be able to do much damage. Jinx is already down, so that's 1 down for Marietta. And 2 and 3 are down. And it looks like that is going to be game 1 for Trine, because they are going to get the Nexus towers down, and the Nexus will fall. Alright, so with that, game 1 will go to Trine, unfortunately. So we're going to try to get some things set up. I think the team's going to talk some things over. So Give us just a couple of minutes as we get the lobby for Game 2 set up. So don't go away. We'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back. Looks like they've already started up the pro draft. Figure they're going to create the lobby first, but we'll go ahead and get this underway. Looks like Marietta is banning Set and Olaf first. They were some pretty big playmakers in the first game, so we expect those. And Trine's going to be banning Diana and Mordekaiser. And then we'll see what Marietta's third ban is going to be. Looks like they're going to still ban the Evelyn from game 1. They do not want to see Trine's jungler go with that. And we see the Misfortune being banned. So Trine's just keeping the same bans because what they did worked in game 1. And of course, Marietta is making some adjustments because of how powerful Set and Olaf were in that first game. So we'll see what Marietta decides to prioritize since they do have blue side this time. It looks like they're still first picking the Syndra. I mean, that did work pretty well for Brimstone. But we may expect trying to counter with the Malzahar, but instead they're going to probably pick the Caitlyn. So they're probably going to be going with the Ornn. All right, and then we'll see what Marietta is going to be picking next. All right, so we see Marietta going with the Xayah for the bot lane and Rakan. So we're going to see the Xayah Rakan combo. Haven't seen that in quite some time. And we do see the Malzahar, at least they're hovering over that because that did work for Trine last time to go up against Syndra, and looks like they are going to lock it again. So now we're in the second phase of the bans. It looks like they're going to be targeting the jungle a little bit, so they don't want Nox to play Nocturne. And we see Morgana being picked. It's a good counter to Rakan, so good call to ban against that so they don't see that in the bot lane to go. Actually, Morgana goes well with Caitlyn too. So Marietta does not want to see that. So now we'll see what Trine's last ban will be. And it looks like they're going to go with the Yorick. So they don't want Crespin playing that in the top lane against Ornn. So we'll see how Marietta responds. I mean, Trine still needs to pick. Looks like their support and jungler. So we'll see which one they decide to target. It looks like they're going to target Alistar, so they don't want... so they're really focusing on their support. So I guess they're not too concerned about jungler. And they did take out the Olaf, but we'll see... looks like Trine's going to go with their Thresh again. So I'm going to guess they're trying to force Trine onto the Thresh. So Marietta will now need to pick their jungler and top. They still got about 10 seconds, so we'll see what they go with because there could be a variety of options to go with. And it looks like we're going to see Darius in the top lane against Ornn. I mean, Darius is a pretty good champion up there. And then finally, they need to pick their jungler. They could go with Jarvan again. They may try to go with... I was about to say Sejuani, and she did get some buffs in the latest patch, if I remember correctly. And Nox does like playing Sejuani, so we'll see how that does in this case. So now Trine still has to pick their jungler, so we'll see what they decide to play into the Sejuani. And it looks like we're going to see... Ooh, we're going to see a Kha'Zix. So Trine is definitely going for a... Yeah, it looks like they're definitely going for a pick comp. I mean, you got Caitlyn's ace in the hole, you got the Thresh hook, Kha'Zix pouncing on the Soul Malzahar with the silence. But it looks like they're going to go with a similar strategy as the last game. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go with a similar strategy last game where they're going to try to pick off people one at a time. All right, we're getting into the lobby here before they get started. I think they were almost ready to go without me. All right, so everyone's checking the ready checks in. Looks like they're just about ready. So we'll go ahead and get into the lobby because they should be starting any second. Here we go. So we just got to go through the selections again.
Hey, never pick a fight you can't win.
But yeah, just kind of looking over the comp while they're doing the selections. Like I said, Trine's definitely going to be going for picking one person off. So like they did in game 1 where they would try to do 2 or 3 at once. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do something like Kha'Zix and Thresh roaming around like game 1, getting the hooks and then the pounce onto a person, maybe even throwing in a Malzahar to do the silence. But Marietta's kind of gone with a pretty good engage comp because you have Rakan that can jump in, Sejuani's ult can trap onto someone, and then you got Syndra. So actually Marietta has a pretty good pick comp as well, with the Rakan engaging, Sejuani picking someone, Darius can use a slam dunk onto a person, Syndra's ult can just blow someone up very easily. So I think this game is really going to come down to who can get the picks. So Marietta is going to have to work on their vision to make sure that they can spot out when those potential picks are coming from Trine. And if they can get picks themselves, then they can get back into this and go to a game 3. But if they do allow Trine to roam around without the vision, getting the 2v1, the 3v1 picks like last game, then this could be a quick game. Although the last one went to almost 40 minutes long.
Now I'm angry.
So we'll just see if there are any adjustments that are made by Marietta besides picks, this champion selects, to see if we can get into that game 3. Alright, so all the champions are being selected, so now they're picking the loadouts. So it's pretty much, well, standard summoners. Again, double teleports for mid and top. We see ignites and for the summoners, for the supports, I should say. But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. But yeah, we just got to wait a little bit. So while we are waiting, as we were talking earlier, so if any of you have joined us recently, you are watching Marietta College Esports, so thank you for spending your afternoon to watch the game with us. So this is a best of 3 series. Trine has taken game 1, and we'll see if Marietta can make adjustments to take this to a game 3. Mentioned earlier some of the things that's going on with the esports program. So this weekend we will be playing against Muskingum for our Great Lakes Esports Conference match. We don't know who we're playing yet for the next CLAW match. I think brackets will be set up Monday evening, if I remember correctly. So once we have that information, we will get that to you. But if you want to know the latest updates, please be sure to follow us on social media. So you can follow us on Twitch here. You can just click on the follow button, so whenever we broadcast, you're aware of it. You can also follow us on Facebook. So you go to facebook.com/Marietta College Esports. You can follow us on Twitter. So you can go to at Marietta Esports for all the latest updates for any upcoming matches, things that are going on, and all sorts of things that are happening with the program. So speaking of things that are going on, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, so we'll go ahead and remind everyone again that we are teaming up with Versus Cancer to raise funds for pediatric brain tumor research. So for the next several weeks, we'll be campaigning to see if we can raise some funds to help with that cause. So if you want to help, you can go to bit.ly/MC versus cancer. Any support would be greatly appreciated, whether it's $100, whether it's $25, if you only do $5 or even just a single dollar, any little bit helps. And if you're not able to donate yourself, that's perfectly fine. But if you want to spread the word to let your friends and family know that we are trying to raise funds for this cause, that would also be appreciated. So that would be a great way to help out if you're not able to donate yourself. And then we do plan on trying to have a special event during one of our conference matches in the coming weeks to talk a bit more about the program and see if we can raise some funds during the broadcast itself. Also, in a couple weeks, on Valentine's Day, is Marietta College's annual Day of Giving. So that will be on Valentine's Day. And this is a general push for giving for the college in general. I think I said general a couple times there. So if you want to help with supporting Marietta College in a variety of programs, whether it's academics, athletics, extracurricular, facilities, students, scholarships, or even for the esports program, you can go to marietta.edu/give. Especially on Valentine's Day, your support is much appreciated. And then speaking of support, if you want to directly help the esports program, you can always donate for the esports program during this day, but you can also support us by following us on our Twitch channel or even subscribing to it. So that gives you access to our emotes, to our VODs. We do put all of our broadcasts on our YouTube channel at bit.ly/Marietta College Esports, but those do come up about a week after the broadcast. So if you want to see them sooner, you can subscribe to that. And everything raised there goes directly to the esports program. And then if you don't have the money to subscribe, if you have Twitch Prime, you get a free sub every month. So you could use that to help with supporting the esports program. And if you don't have Twitch Prime, but you have Amazon Prime, of course, you have that for free. All you have to do is just create a free Twitch account and then link it to the Twitch, link your Twitch account to your Amazon account, and you get Twitch Prime. All right, you hear the sound. Things are getting set up. So let me get the game here for you. So this is game 2, Marietta College versus Trine University. So we'll see if Marietta can make some adjustments into this. It doesn't look like Trine's going to be looking for a counter invade. So I think it's what they were trying to do in the last game. Marietta's not going to try to invade. Okay, excuse me there. Sorry. Actually, we do see Kazakhs trying to push in a little bit and just get a little bit of vision in Marietta's jungle. In fact, we see that Marietta's just kind of staying around and noticing that Trine is working on getting that early vision. Because that was basically their strategy before. Is can they get the early wards? Can they figure out exactly the jungle path? And they haven't changed anything with that in this game.
Minions have spawned.
And so what that means is Marietta is going to have to really work on making sure they keep up vision in their jungle, because Trine's going to go around and disrupt that vision and try to make sure that Marietta cannot see where Trine is so they can take advantage of those ganks. So we'll see what happens there. So far it looks like both sides will start on the right side of the map. So Marietta will start with the red buff, Trine will start with their blue buff. So right now they're just kind of farming. We're not going to see a whole lot of action just yet, but you never know. We tried to do some early gank attempts last game, and Marietta did the same thing. So we may see some early gank attempts. That's only 2.5 minutes into the game, so we're just gonna have to wait and see how things go. We do see the hook getting onto Larson, and actually getting extremely low, and is gonna have to pop his heal, and even a health potion, I believe. And we're already seeing that early gank attack that we were just talking about in the top lane. So Kha'Zix is going to be working and actually getting some damage onto Trine, because Cressman got pushed. He pushed way too far, and I think he's going to get punished for it. And first blood will go to Trine. I mean, that was just... Although they did have a little bit of vision, but just not enough to actually see where Kha'Zix was. But that is going to give Kha'Zix that early lead, although he is a little behind in CS, but that kill is going to make up the CS difference. And we see Syndra roaming down a little bit. And we may see a gank attempt in the bot lane. And we see the engage on. And Caitlyn will have to burn the flash to avoid that. And even Rakan burns the flash to try to get the engage. So we do see a trade of flashes for that roam gank attempt. And meanwhile, because of that, Sejuani is going to have to soak up the CS in the mid lane, trying to aware of this. And we see Kha'Zix going into invading Marietta's jungle. And maybe explain the fact that he knows where Sejuani is. And we see him pouncing onto Sejuani, actually. And Malzahar is coming from... here goes the... Sorry, not Malzahar, but Syndra is trying to go there to stop him. And Kha'Zix is trapped. I mean, he's got the blast cone, but he's still going to get engaged on. And this will be a kill for Nox. So we see the invade there not going in Trine's favor there. So Nox was able to get the kill onto him. So that evens up the gold a little bit. They're still up by about 400. And part of that looks like it's to do with the CS difference in the mid lane. And also the first blood bonus gold. But at least Marietta was able to get a kill to stay even. Thresh tries to go for the hook, but just doesn't quite connect, fortunately. We see Brimstone trying to push onto Malzahar. I mean, he is behind on CS, so he's got to work on building that up so Malzahar doesn't get too far ahead. And it looks like Syndra was moving down a little bit, but we can see here that Trine has Marietta's red side jungle very well warded. So if Syndra were to go down again, it's going to get caught out. So this is just like back what we were talking about in game 1 with the lack of vision on Marietta's jungle. And we even see the gank attempt onto Syndra, at least pushing him out a little bit. Just because of... yeah, sorry, the lights came off on the room again, and I think I know exactly who's to blame again. But anyway, so it looks like Marietta is working on trying to clear up that vision. And we see the ult going into Darius. And another kill for Trine. So what's going to be hard is just But because Marietta knows that Kha'Zix was up there, that does give them a chance to start up the Ocean Drake. Pings are going out, and they should be able to secure it. Thresh will go in there to try to contest, but he takes one look and goes, nope, and walks away. So Marietta does secure first dragon. Alright, we even see another engage going on the bot lane. Teleport's actually going to go out for what appears to be Ornn. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that was Malzahar. I thought that was Ornn, but his teleport was already down. He actually gets the ult onto Syndra, and that gank attempt actually does not go well for Marietta because Malzahar does teleport in to counter it. So that's another kill for Trine, unfortunately. And that is going to allow Trine to push in the bot lane too. So Marietta's going to have to be careful and not give away too many kills early on because we're about 8.5 minutes in and Trine is up by not quite 2,000 gold, but it is getting close. And we see pings going out in around the river, but I think that was just kind of pointing things out. You see a couple of pings going out in some different places. So Trine is working on trying to point out where everyone's at least pointing out where vision is, where wards are. You see Thresh kind of going around, maybe looking at... Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to set up a gank attempt in the mid lane, and caution pings do come out. So I think Brimstone's aware of this, and Ornn's going to be popping his ult, and Kha'Zix will burn the flash to get onto Cressman, and they've been harassing Cressman hard. And that's just another kill for Trine. So we see Brimstone trying to clear the waves of the push. And Marietta maybe trying to collapse onto Thresh. So we see Sejuani moving in, but will back away. We see a little bit of an exchange going in the bot lane, but not much. But meanwhile, Kha'Zix was able to secure the Rift Herald uncontested. We see the engage trying to go into Caitlyn. The ignite will go out, but the Thresh ult will come in, and the teleport's going to come out for Marietta. So we see Syndra coming down there to see if they can get anything, but it looks like that teleport was just a little too late. So pings are going out, and Trine knows where Sejuani is. So I mean, one of the downsides with... Oh, wait, you see a little bit of engage going onto... But let's say we saw the engage onto Thresh, but that gave Kha'Zix a chance to get the gank attempt. Yeah, so I was saying one of the downsides with Brimstone roaming down, which is good that he's roaming, but that's leaving mid lane exposed So Sejuani's going to have to go down there, and since Trine knows exactly where Sejuani is, that gives Kha'Zix a chance to just go wherever he wants, and he's not going to get counter-ganked. So Mariatta's got to be careful of that. If they're going to do the roam, they have to make sure they get something. And as Brimstone's heading back, he gets caught, and it's another kill for Trine. We see the Mountain Drake is up, and Trine does have that pretty well warded. I don't think they're going to go for it just yet. They're going to try to push the mid tower. Actually, they're going to use the Rift Herald onto that, and that will probably secure the first tower because no one from Marietta is able to contest that. You see a little bit of skirmish going on in the red side jungle. I mean, with the Drake up, we are going to be seeing some possible team fight there. We do see the engage going onto Thresh, but not a whole lot of follow-up. In fact, Sejuani's getting very low and gets the freeze onto Kha'Zix. So a very good disengage there by Sejuani. Otherwise, he probably would have gone down. But since most of Marietta was very low, that's going to give Trine the chance to start up the Mountain Drake. Well, they're starting to regroup a little bit. So they're going to pull him out. And I don't think Marietta's going to be able to contest this. So Mountain Drake will go to Trine. We do see that Infernal Drake's going to be up for now on, so that's going to be huge. So it's going to be a big contention every time he comes up. So we can expect some significant team fights in the Dragon Pit. We're gonna have about 15 minutes into the game, and Trine is up by just a little over 3,000 gold. And we see another gank tip onto Crespin, and it's gonna have to burn flashes to avoid it. And once again, we see along the river so many wards. Like, I mean, in fact, like Trine has 4 different control wards in that bottom river, but Marietta does have some in the top lane, but Crespin still falls. Even with the gank attempt to fall away, he sticks around and gets double teamed by Kha'Zix and Ornn. And we see Cowboy getting a kill onto Caitlyn, so this may give Marietta what they need to push the tower. Although Trine will get first tower in the top lane, but Marietta should be able to get this tower without any issue. So they do even up a little bit on towers. But Trine is still up by almost 4,000 gold now, 16 minutes into the game. And Malzahar gets the mid tower while that's going on as well. Now we see Thresh just kind of going into Marietta's jungle, once again trying to establish vision to see where Marietta will be moving in or out. So they're just trying to get that extra intel. The Rift Herald is up, and Trine may be going straight for it. We do see Ornn heading over there. We see Kha'Zix heading over there. Marietta does the ping saying, hey, they might be starting up the Rift Herald. And we see Sejuani coming in from behind. But he's going to get spotted out. And Trine may be looking to collapse onto Sejuani, which is exactly what they do. The Ornn ult will come out, but Sejuani's already fallen, but the Ornn ult does not connect. And we see Xayah getting the shutdown onto Kha'Zix, but Malzahar gets the kill onto Darius. But there's 4 for Trine there versus 2 for Marietta, so Caitlyn's going to get the kill onto Xayah, and Cowboy will go down as well. So that was a 4-for-1 in favor of Trine, and that's just a numbers advantage for Trine. The Nox went down pretty early, and it seemed like the rest of Marietta was able to follow suit. Now it looks like they're going to look to try to get Brimstone down, but he does get the kill onto Thresh, and he's getting a lot of damage onto Caitlyn, and actually gets a double kill. But Trine will secure the Rift Herald. Another question is what's going to be the next play, and most likely it's going to be Dragon with it, since Infernal Drake is up in less than 30 seconds. We already see Marietta heading over there, trying to establish vision, to establish control, but we can anticipate the next team fight to being over there. We already see Thresh, Cass, and Ornn starting to head in that direction, and Caitlyn's not extremely far behind, but if Marietta is going to want to get this Dragon, they're going to have to find some picks, because they are down by 5,000 gold 19 minutes into the game. So if they try to do another 3v3 or 4v4, it's not going to be in their favor, especially with a 5-2-4 Kha'Zix. So they're going to have to try to find those picks, or maybe even let Trine start up the Dragon and then see if they can collapse onto them. We do see control for vision. Meanwhile, Ornn will summon the Rift Herald, and that's going to put some pressure in the bot lane. But Marietta's going to have to let that go and give the tower to Trine. It looks like Marietta started to drink a little bit, but now Trine is giving their attempt onto it. And we see Darius teleporting into the bot lane. Interesting choice there, because all of Trine is by the Dragon. And they do take it, and Marietta's going to try to do a 4-for-5. And actually gets all of Trine collapse, but Crespin comes from behind and gets Kha'Zix down. And Caitlyn goes down, so that's 2 down on Trine's side. And Darius gets the ult down, does not finish off Thresh, but he's extremely low and ends up going down. So that's 3 down for Trine. So Sejuani's going to get right onto Malzahar, and this should be another kill. So that is so far a 4-for-0, and Ornn is going to have to retreat because of how low he is. So Trine does get the Dragon, but Marietta gets 4-for-0 in that team fight, and that's exactly what they need to get back into the game. So I was wondering, like, Crespin's going to the bot lane, but that was actually a really good move because Trine was not expecting that, so he was able to flank from behind while Marietta goes for the engage. Now they're still down by just shy of 2,000 gold, but that's still a big difference compared to being down by 4,000 or 5,000 gold just a minute ago. So Marietta will steal the red buff. So this may be exactly the kind of momentum swing that Marietta needs to get back into this game. Alright, so we won't see an objective up anytime soon, so Marietta's going to have to try to push for towers at this point. So see Trine kind of contesting the mid lane a little bit. Sejuani's heading over to push back. But Marietta's going to have to find a way to push more towers. It's 2 towers to 3 in Trine's favor, so all of Marietta's outer towers are down. And Marietta still needs to get that top outer tower. So Crespin is staying up there to try to push a little bit. But most of Trine is collapsing into Marietta's blue side jungle, so they're still going with their strategy of keeping vision. And in fact, they're pinging out Crespin. He does not know where Trine is. So they may be trying to go for a gank attempt. Kha'Zix and Caitlyn are heading up there. And this is just back to the issue that we had in game 1, where Trine is now going for their multi-person gank attempts. We see Ornn trying to go in. The Ornn ult actually goes down, but I think Rakan got hit, but it was just more of a disengage than anything. But that is going to allow Trine to take Marietta's blue buff. And now they're going to be rotating over to the top lane to try to push it. But yeah, Trine is trying to win by numbers, finding the free kills, finding the 2v1s. So if Marietta's going to push, they're going to have to keep up that vision. Looks like Marietta maybe looking to try to collapse onto Caitlyn. Gets the slow on her, and the ult goes onto Thresh. That might not be who they want to connect on, but they do collapse onto him. And they do get to kill him. They're going to go after Caitlyn. But I don't know if they're going to catch her. They're going to certainly try. And she is going to flash away and gets poked out pretty hard. And Larson does get the kill onto Caitlyn. So that might give Marietta a chance to at least get a push onto this top tower, because they do need to get it down. Meanwhile, Ornn is pushing the bottom inner tower, and Crescent will go down there to contest. So with that, Marietta's catching back up. They're now even on towers, 24 minutes into the game, and they're down by less than 1,000 gold. So Marietta's doing a good job of finding those opportune times to get picks on, but once again, they have to keep up the vision. And in fact, they're doing that. We see that Marietta has their blue side jungle completely warded. They have vision on the Baron. So now can they push up? Can they reestablish vision and look for those picks? So definitely an improvement from last game, but they still have to make sure that if they push in any lanes, that they are not going to open themselves to being 2v1. That is what Trine wants to do. They want to be able to pick someone off easily. Infernal Drake's up in 10 seconds. We see everyone starting to head towards that direction. And we may be looking at another team fight over there. We see the stun get onto Ornn, but no follow-up with it. Not everyone was ready for that engage, so good call to not start it up yet. And we see actually engage onto Xayah, and the stun will get onto Ornn. Lantern goes out, and he'll use the Lantern to get away. And meanwhile, Cowboy's gonna get slowed, but he gets moves away, but he's extremely low and actually gets finished off by the Ornn ult. And we're seeing Marietta kind of spread out a little bit, and everyone's gonna have to run away. So that was the opening that Trine wanted. They already got 2 down from Marietta, and it looks like Nox is gonna be going down as well as yeah, so that's 3 for 1 in favor of Trine. So that will give them Infernal Drake. So Marietta was just kind of caught off guard on the engage, allowed us to get poked down and try and punish them for it. So now 26 minutes in the game, and that increases the goal lead for Trine. So now they're up by, looks like about 1,400, 1,500 gold. So at 26 minutes, it's not a substantial, I mean, it's definitely a lot better than the first game. I mean, first game at this point, there was like a 5,000, 6,000 gold lead. So Marietta has definitely improved since game 1. But they're going to have to play smart at this point, making sure that they don't get the poke down very easily, making sure they keep up on their vision, and look for those the right times for those ganks, or at least trying to pick someone off. And we see Trine going back to their strategy of getting onto Larson, and he's going to get picked off. And that's going to give Trine the go-ahead to go straight for Baron. So that was exactly what we were saying not to do, because Marietta did not have the vision of where Trine was going to be, and that opened him up for a 2v1. So that should be a free Baron for Trine. So now we'll see how Trine's going to utilize this Baron buff. But it looks like they're going to try to push in the bot in mid towers. And also try to get some jungle presence. Or at least a vision in Marietta's jungle. So now Marietta's going to have to work on re-establishing vision in their jungle because Trine has the river very well warded and have to go and pretty much respond to any wave pushes. But it's going to be more and more difficult as this game progresses to find the opportunities for picks. Do see some things going out. Most of the Trines in one place, but I think they know that Marietta's over in the jungle and maybe looking for a place to pick off someone, or at least clearing vision to reestablish their own vision. So now we're at about 29 minutes into the game, and Trine is now up by 4,000 gold. Almost exactly 4,000 gold. So the Baron buff is definitely getting a chance to widen the lead. And we saw the hook attempt onto Brimstone, but fortunately he was able to dodge it, because if he got hooked, he would have gone down because Kha'Zix was right there. So Trine is still looking for those picks. And you see Thresher just waiting very patiently in the jungle to try to set up those picks. And we see him getting pinged out. Marietta knows exactly where he's at. They know that there's going to be multiple people there. So they just have to make sure they don't get picked off or get hooked or pounced on. And we get a pause. It looks like Larson disconnected during it. He will reconnect. So we should be starting to back up again real quickly. I mean, these things happen. I said he reconnected, so I think just making sure that everything's looking good there. Okay, yep, so they're back up. And we see the hook going onto Sejuani, but there's just no follow-up there. Not the target that Thresh wanted. So now it looks like Infernal Drake's going to be up in less than 30 seconds. So we see most of Trine there. And Marietta is just kind of working its way around. Maybe looking for a possible flank over the right side. We see some pings going out. It looks like Marietta's going in two different directions. And they're going to have to be careful there because most of Trine's in one place. And if Marietta's too thinly spread, that's going to open themselves up to being picked off. And we see the engage onto Thresh and actually has to flash away. So all of Trine's in one location. And we see Ornn going for the engage. But he's not taking a whole lot of damage. And we see Kha'Zix going into the backline. The Ornn ult will go out. And we get a 1-for-1 trade, but Caitlyn gets the shutdown. Well, not a shutdown, but gets the kill onto Sejuani. And 3 are already down for Marietta. And Larson's trying to do everything he can to get damage onto the rest of Trine and trying to kite. But he's going to start getting slowed. And the rest of Trine will collapse. And that is a 1 for ace for Trine. And that was just a matter of Marietta putting the damage, trying to take down the Ornn, while Kha'Zix was in the back line and just dealing tons of damage to Syndra and the rest. So that's 5 kills for Yeah, so that's 5 additional kills for Trine. That's 3 Infernal Drakes. So they're going to be doing some insane damage. And that's going to widen the goal lead again. So now Trine is up by, looks like almost 6,000 gold at 32 minutes into the game. And it looks like they're going to go straight for, well, Baron's not up for another 50 seconds. So they are going to at least get the vision set up for that. And we do see Kha'Zix getting caught a little bit, but he is able to leap away and use Fresh's Lantern. You see the hook onto Sejuani, and he's already less than half health. Meanwhile, Orin's getting some damage onto Rakan. The problem is Marietta. Yeah, Orin being so tanky, Marietta cannot get through Orin, and Trine will start up the Baron. And Marietta can get some damage onto Orin, but he's just not taking any damage. And we see the engage by Marietta. The ult's going left and right. And actually, Zanya's the Sejuani ult. Trine does secure the Baron. And that's 1 down for Marietta already. And Larson's about to get low. But he ends up falling. Kha'Zix for Trine goes down. But Caitlyn's able to get a double kill. It looks like she's going to get a triple kill. So that's 4 for 1. And with Baron empowered minions, that's going to give Trine a chance to push the mid tower. And this is going to be at least an inhibitor, if not more. They may even try to push for more. Yeah, they're looking to finish the game because only Sejuani is up. And they do get him down, so that's the first Nexus tower. And most of Marietta is not up yet, so they're going to go straight for the Nexus. And that will be it. So unfortunately, Marietta does fall to Trine 0-2 in League of Legends. So Marietta played better, but Trine just was able to find the team kills that he needed with a very tanky Ornn and Kha'Zix on the back line and causing all sorts of disruption and giving Caitlyn a chance to stay behind the scenes and just get a lot of kills herself. So that will be the League of Legends game. Now our Overwatch game should be up pretty soon. So that'll be around 2 o'clock. So we'll keep the stream up, but we're going to have to get some things set up for that. So don't go away. We'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll have our Overwatch match any minute now.